Foundation for Governmental Buildings, which is in charge with the daily management of the St. Martin Festival Village. I have here on my left Mr. Sylvia Richardson, Secretary of the Board of the Foundation for Governmental Buildings, and also board members Mr. Marco London, and also other supervisory board members. And to my right here is Ms. Fabiana Arnell Fantapool, the project manager, office manager of the foundation, charged with all the daily activities of the foundation, technically to say the backbone of the foundation. The program that we are embarking on come October 12th is that of entrepreneurship, whereas we are giving locals the chance to come to the festival village, rent a booth, and be an entrepreneur, and also to make use of this business opportunity, whereas they could cater to sell food, cater in the widest sense of the word, where it entails business opportunity, looking at a village as creating a courtyard where you could come and eventually get a one-stop. We're not limiting the vendors to the sales of food and drinks, but it's also the opportunity to sell arts and craft, also to sell upholstery, pillowcases, and all those kind of things that is so wish to. This opportunity comes on the eve, whereas the festival village has been underutilized for too long. In just a small year ago, we did embark on a program, a meet, eat and greet program, but I was basically kept in the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This second phase of the program that we are embarking on, it is a program where we're looking at opening the festival village, the booths, from Monday, early Monday morning, continuously straight through until Saturday, Sunday. So it will be a non-stop festivity. We are looking to keep the activities not too widespread, but more in a controlled manner. But it will be, so to call, a hub of activities in the daytime. But and then also it comes along with the last weekend of the month, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where we will be hosting activities. We're looking to team up with a potential promoter to have activities ongoing in here on the Friday evening, Saturday evening, boiling down into the Sunday afternoon, because Monday again is another business day opportunity. So all is welcome to come in as register and sign up for this program. The booths are at a very reasonable price, $650, including electricity and water, so I think that's a giveaway. So we like to ask the community to come and make use of this program, where yeah, it could be a great opportunity for one of our, you can make it a way of your daily income. I'd like to ask Ms. Fabiana Arnell maybe to inject any more additions to the program.
We ask you to register at our office. Our location is inside the St. Martin Festival Village, and you can collect your registration forms and all necessary information between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. in the morning, or you can call the office at 543-0506, and you can also obtain more information, and if need be, we can also email you the information. We are requesting you to register early. The start date is October 12th, and we go straight through to 2016. And as Mr. Ruwan said, it's a great opportunity for persons who would like to start or establish a second business on a smaller scale. And we have ample parking, we have a great venue, so let us utilize it and showcase what our venue is about on St. Martin.
Departure of the program that we're embarking on is that in the daytime you could come from, let's say, from Monday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday rather, because we also just had a meeting with some prospect tenants, and they also gave us certain ideas with regards to the program and how it could better cater to all walks, let's say the business community working from Monday to Friday, and also those who also love to enjoy the weekends and go and enjoy a nice plate of food from outside. So the program will be slightly adjusted, but the main purpose is that there would be a food court in Phillipsburg throughout the whole week, and also in the weekend, where one could come and get food. So instead of, you'll have an alternative to where you could go and cater and enjoy, let it be breakfast, lunch, or what you had so desire, dinner in the weekends.
Well, basically, you know, as we've been preaching, the competition is way more than a competition. What we are doing today, this is the second week. We're busy coaching and, you know, giving the kids them a little few pointers. And on top of that, we are busy working on the intro song. For those who know the show, we always start the song with an intro where all the artists are involved, the finalists are involved. And today we are working with instrumentalists, the beatboxers, putting that part together to make sure that it's a fantastic show, as usual.
Tell me what's going to happen on the 26th of September.
Well, the 26th, people could expect a fantastic show. The talent is amazing. The talent where that is concerned is even higher than last year. They could expect a great production as usual. So where that's concerned...
Can you tell me how many youths are participating this year?
Well, we had over 100 people registered this year and 24 finalists in the different categories: rapping, singing, beatboxing, instrument playing, and dancing. So this year we have an extra category, which is the beatboxing.
Would you say that this year you worked up a little more, the extreme more than last year?
Well, you know, it never gets easier because we are perfectionists. You know, every year we're trying to perfect the event, and you know, we're trying to think on other ways to foster and motivate the kids. So every year it's getting harder because, you know, creativity at a given moment, when the brain freezes, you gotta work harder to come up with good stuff. Well, I definitely would encourage the whole of St. Martin to come out and support the youths. You know, we always hear that St. Martin got talent and they got talent. At the end of the day, talent is something that is bred. You know, if you support the kids, they feel like they are talent, they could put it to use because they are support. So come out, make sure that the Maho Casino Theatre Royal is packed to the max so the kids can put on a great show for St. Martin. So come out in full numbers. It's a family event.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Basketball once again.
LBC.
Check it out.
Yeah.
LBC.
It's okay.
That's right. Bring your friends and your family.
Vitamalt takes care of you. And now, check under the marked caps for a chance to win prizes. More detail on press.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
And how is the support going so far, the government supporting the carnival for next year?
Well, the government support so far, they step it up to a bigger notch. For next year carnival, we already received 80,000 euros in funds from government. And we still out there negotiating with some various sponsors, which we always say, our doors open to anyone who wants to sponsor to us. We don't set no price tag on no one. You call us, you tell us you want to take part in Carnival, and we will, if you want to pay a bill, we will tell you what the bill is. We will leave you sign a contract with that person, and we will leave you pay the person direct. You don't have to give the committee your money if you don't want to.
Now, for the viewers on the Dutch side, normally Carnival always open and then all the activities are after. I noticed, I think 2 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken, that you, when you have some activities already done, start at the Queen Show, the Youth Queen Show, and then after you do the opening, is it going to be this year like that?
It will be the same thing. The Cushionette Queen Show will be before Carnival open. The Children Parade will be before Carnival open. And in the near future, if we get more promoters, then we could fill in those gaps. But if you don't have promoters and if the committee have to fill in all the various gaps, the 5 other nights, it's going to be too costly. So we always say we don't want an overhead expenditure. We believe that when Carnival is over, you should pay everybody, pay up your bills, and call it quick. Our goal from time we started 4 years ago was to do Carnival, but do it with a budget that we have, and don't owe no one at the end of Carnival. And I do believe that's the way it's supposed to be. That's why we have a system in place that we pay everyone 15 days after Carnival.
Now that you're talking about the budget, so would you say that the Carnival committee on the French side, it's not in any debt with anyone?
No, we absolutely don't owe no one. And I will say thanks for that so far, because I'm very strict with that concern. I know how to manage, and I just say if we don't have that, we can't do it. We do with what we could do. The day we get more, we will go further.
On the question of whether local officers have been offered the opportunity for further study, the answer to that is clearly yes. The system of education and training of police, top police officers in the Netherlands has changed. It is an on-the-job kind of education and training that takes place that makes it very difficult for us to send people to the Netherlands, because then they have to find a position somewhere in the police force in the Netherlands and then follow the courses. We have decided to do it the other way around. Instead of sending our officers to the Netherlands and therefore losing capacity at the same time, we bring the training and education to the officers on St. Maarten. And in the period 2010 to 2013, 20 police officers have completed the LMO training operational management, and the OVRS training. Somebody have to tell me exactly what it was.
The training institute.
The training, oh, that's the academy in Curacao was instrumental in helping us with that education. The detective management and in-house training of the Resico group. These are technical terms that I will have to ask them to explain. And one commissioner is attending MBA courses in the course of the training of our officers. So we are offering our officers training in many areas. They have to upgrade and they have to keep it up as well. One of the discussions is that in this regard, as it's important, is that the Justice Academy is supposed to play in the future, cannot do it right now, but it's supposed to play a major role in the future in training our officers, but not only our officers from the police force and from the Ministry of Justice, other law enforcement forces, but also those aspects of other ministries of government that engage in law enforcement as part. We have instituted a board for the Justice Academy, and the board exists of those aspects of those services of government represented who take services from the Justice Academy. The task of the Justice Academy will be broadened, and Mrs. Rhoda Arundel has been charged with putting the program for the Justice Academy together. I believe she's in the final stages at this moment, as far as that is concerned. That will then be brought to the board. The board would make their recommendations to the minister, and also certification will be part of the program. So also means that we will have to cooperate with the Ministry of Education to ensure that the diplomas that the officers get are recognized as well for the future. So there is a very interesting program going there. The problem with our Justice Academy is a problem we have overall in the Ministry of Justice: finances, capacity. In the course of the discussions in the Justice Minister's conversation, we had agreed that instead of sending pupils away, we will fly instructors and educators in so that the courses could be given on island. To my disappointment, I must say that in the end, that whole process has been sabotaged. It will not happen on the front of the 4 countries participating in such a program. So we have decided to pursue this on our own, and we will pursue the educators that we need on our own to bring them to St. Martin so that we do not, like I say, lose capacity, but that they could have training on the job at St. Martin as well, but with the necessary conditions that they receive the education at the level and with the qualifications that is necessary.
The last time that you kept the tournament here, how successful that was for keeping it here on the island?
Well, that was in 2005. Was the last time it was held in St. Martin, because every year it rotates between the different member countries. I was not a member of the St. Martin Golf Association back then, so I don't know the exact numbers. But what I do know is that, and we see that now also, is that because it's low season, they're coming about 100 players plus entourage come to the island. They going to stay in hotels for 4 to 5 days. They're going to spend significant money on the island. So it's for the tourism, it's very good. It's a very good opportunity to promote the island by itself to our neighbors in the Caribbean. So yeah, it's a very successful tournament. In 2005, what I heard, we had a big storm, a tropical storm just prior to the tournament, which made it more difficult to organize. I hope this year we refrain from that and we have beautiful weather and a great event.
Any final word that you want to say to?
Well, we would like to make known that the general public is welcome to watch golf on Saturday and Sunday, the 3rd and the 4th of October at the Mullet Bay Golf Course. We would like to thank, of course, major sponsors that make this tournament possible, like the Mullet Bay Golf Resort, the Towers, Coca-Cola, and we have some great sponsors like Air France, KLM, Canon, Carrie Bureau for office furniture, Scotiabank, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Winair, Dauphin Telecom on the French side, as well as the Sonesta hotels on the island, Oyster Bay Beach Resort and the Holland House Beach Hotel. And without those contributors, sponsors, it would not be possible to organize an event like this. So we thank them very much for their support.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
In my opinion, everything is perfect and you would be great for the job. But I see here that there's a 2-year gap in your resume. What did you do?
I was hospitalized for mental illness.
Oh, mental illness?
I've undergone treatment and I have a wonderful family that supports me.
Well, that is good news.
No, it's fine. I'm recovered.
We'll contact you, okay?
For a better understanding of mental health and what you can do to stop mental health stigma, please go to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Minister, what you saw there in the plant itself, can that process also be looked at? For example, what they did, they had a beautiful sorting facility for our landfill to be able, because whether we like it or not, even if you were to put this project as the #1 priority, the only priority that you have, you are still months away at trying to get GB, government, and the company together. And now I would ask a few questions with regards to the company that I think that has been in the forefront, or that has won the bid. That company in itself, have they built or do they operate any plants with their name tag on it? So not the technology, but their name tag on it, and where are those plants located? So I want to know if they operate it, they built it, or they own it, and how is that process going on? Because it's important that whichever company, Mr. Chairman, that we deal with has a history, and also, in addition to having a history, has a future. Because imagine if today now we sign on with the company and then a year later they're bankrupt. It's better now to either pay a fee to dissolve or to make sure it works or whatever, than to be for 20 years having a problem that you regret afterwards. So I want to make sure to the good honorable minister that he reviews. There's a lot of studies that have been done, and you will have to take more than a weekend to read through and look through to make sure that you know what exactly is going to be contemplated here. And to make sure, sit down with all the players. As the previous speaker said, you need to sit down with all the players to get a good feeling as to where to go. Also, Mr. Chair, the issue of I've heard this morning as well, and I can remember listening to the issue, the waste ordinance. What exactly is this waste ordinance, and what exactly is it needed for? Could the concession of GB just not be changed to allow them to do it rather than having this waste ordinance? And again, I would like to hear the minister's vision on how this project will get off the ground, because it is something that is needed. But I'm going to also state, this is not a very cheap project to do. If you just look at, like I've stated, the cost can run, I've seen as low as 50 million, and I've seen as high as $120 million project for there. But it involves more than that. It involves the cleaning up, probably the replanting of the area and the whole works. The question would be, what can government look at or come up to be creative of how we're going to be able not only to, whether we sign a power purchase agreement with one plant, but a more of an entire plan for the entire area, and also our future garbage on the island. What is going to be transpiring? You know, a lot of studies have been done over the years whether we do recycling or not, and I can always remember the issue of, okay, how do you recycle in certain districts? Because in certain districts, there's hardly even space to put the garbage bin. much less several garbage bins, which would mean one for glass, one for paper, one for residential garbage. So how does the ministry itself see it coping with not only the waste of the landfill, but also the situation of St. Martin, which is becoming more and more dense in terms of its population and the construction of homes and things like that, that how are we going to structure the putting of bins, and how are we going to structure the different districts with regards to the picking up of garbage?